Okay, it says we're live. Does it
Yep.
say we're live? Okay, so what is your guys' overall perception of marriage?
Wonderful.
So it's awesome.
Okay. What was your guys' perception growing up? One of you can answer, and then the other one can go.
For me, it was something that I always wanted. It was something that I always desired.
Okay.
I grew up happily, in a home where my parents were happily married, and it always was just something that I wanted to, that I knew that that's what I wanted for my life.
Okay. What about you, Dad?
My desire for marriage grew during my mission,
Okay.
my LDS mission. I think that it came into focus. Prior to that, I can't say it was such a strong desire
Okay. And why wasn't it that strong?
because I had no testimony. I had no teaching of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And so my thoughts were trending the way of the world.
Okay. What? Okay, so I'm gonna ask Mom this first.
Okay.
What? Actually, no. I'm gonna go back to this. What did you, or how did you guys meet? Even though I already know the story, but I'm gonna ask you anyways.
How did we meet?
Yes.
Well, we had a mutual friend,
Mm-hmm.
a guy named Mark Quayle, and he introduced us.
Mm-hmm.
And but we already had a knowledge of each other before he introduced us. I just didn't catch on, but Dad caught on. As soon as he introduced us, he knew who I was.
Yep.
Because his grandmother, Dad's grandmother, and Aunt Lavon had tried to tell him about me and whatnot. They had told me about him, but when we were introduced by this mutual friend, I didn't get it, but he did get it. And so that's,
Okay.
that's how we were introduced.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how long did you guys date for?
3 years.
Would you mind explaining?
We didn't date.
I already know this, but it's fun to just ask because I have to.
Dated a few times. We went out on a few dates for over, the course of a few weeks or whatever, and then Dad went away for 2 years.
He went away because
Out.
what?
He chickened out.
Oh, okay. Okay. And then what happened?
Well, when I began to get wise as to what should be doing in life, I started thinking about her again. And then one day I was skiing with my dad at Snow Basin, got off a lift at the top, started skiing down into the lift. She was riding up with her boyfriend.
No, I was alone.
Were you alone?
Yeah.
Oh, he was teaching a ski lesson.
Yeah.
Okay. She called out to me bravely. I stopped and waited.
Very bravely.
I stopped and waited for her. And let's see, that was like 25th of February.
Yeah.
And the rest is history.
Okay.
He waited for me.
He
He
waited.
didn't blow me off.
No.
He waited for you this time. He didn't run away.
Right.
In that moment, thinking about that moment and kind of like take yourselves back and the feelings and the emotions and everything that was going on. In that moment, did you kind of, looking back, feel like you maybe knew that you guys were going to progress towards marriage?
At that moment?
No.
No?
I just thought it would be closure for me because
Okay.
he had just left and didn't really say goodbye or didn't really say, gee, I'm scared, I'm going to leave you alone for a while. He didn't express any of that. And so it was just kind of a really cut off, quick thing. And whenever I saw him after that, it was just like awkward and not, like he just would leave the scene. If I was there, he just would leave. Right? He just would leave and not say anything to me. So for me, I think I was thinking, okay, I just need to call down and say, hey, Craig Keenan, and then just talk or have acknowledgement. And then if it broke off from there, fine, because then I'd have closure.
Yeah.
So I wasn't expecting anything.
Okay.
I just kind of wanted him to acknowledge me, okay, yeah, goodbye,
Yeah. And what about you, Dad?
Well, I always knew in the back of my mind I should do something with her. And I was at that point in my life where I was ready to face up to that.
Man.
And so I did.
Okay.
I pursued it.
Okay. Good. All right. When did you know? I mean, I know some people don't know if the person is the one. I mean, you just kind of, you do, but you don't. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But for you guys, I mean, did you have that, I know this is the one moment?
Yeah, of course. It was kind of evolved.
Okay.
Like, I think I probably started off thinking, well, okay, let's see where this goes,
Yeah.
And, I mean, when we first started dating, before the 2 years break, I thought, wow, I really like this guy. We have a lot in common and we have fun and we talk really well, we communicate. And I was kind of like, oh, okay. And then when he just split, I thought, oh, well, okay. I guess I wasn't reading that very right,
Yeah.
So, yeah. So anyway, I think it evolved later on as we just saw one another, and we did get along really well, and we did talk, and we had a lot in common, and it was apparent that we,
Yeah.
we're spending a lot of time together, and there weren't any red flags, and it was just, pleasant. I'm happy.
Yeah, more than anyone else I dated, she just seemed to fit me. It was easy to be with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, since she was so easy to be with, that kind of just manifests like, this girl is the one I want to be with.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say I had a specific spiritual witness that way, but it just, of everyone else I dated, it just fit. It just made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And that in and of itself was, for me, that was, that's what I needed, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're gonna ask you guys some funny questions, and it's kind of fun because you get to answer in front of each other. So this makes it fun.
Yeah.
But okay, so I'll ask Mom first. What do you admire the most about Dad?
What do I admire the most? Wow.
Or what are some things you admire the most about him?
Some things that I admire the most.
Give me more than one.
I admire that he is a straight shooter. I mean, it's what you see is what you get. There's no. When we were dating, there was no games, and like when he left for 2 years, he did not play the game of, oh, I'm just going to dangle you along and struggle along here, whatever. It was like, no, I'm not ready. I'm
Yeah.
splitting.
Yeah.
So, so he is what he is. And, so I like, I like the no games, the no nonsense,
Yeah.
I think another thing about Dad too is that he works really hard, and he's good at what he does, and he wants to be good at what he does. He's not like over the top perfectionist OCD type person, but he cares about things and keeping things up and fixing things and working hard here, and he cares about work and working hard at work too. So I like that about him. What's what I admire about him? He tells the truth. He hates liars, and so he's not a liar.
Born to the liar.
He's like, well, I guess that falls into the straight shooter category.
Yeah.
The gospel. He really turned his whole world around, and became gospel oriented when he didn't grow up that way, and he didn't really know how to go about it, kind of. But he figured it out, and he did it, and he served a mission, and he has made our family gospel-oriented, Christ-centered family, and I really admire that about him too, because he didn't have a good example. He didn't have any example of how to do that. So yeah. Okay. His turn.
Yep, it is his turn. So, Dad, what do you admire? What?
What do I admire about her?
Yeah, what's the things you admire the most about Mom?
No drama.
That's
she is real stable emotionally.
Yeah.
She is either she puts on a tremendous act, or she's just very even keeled.
Yeah.
Really respect that. That is an unusual female trait.
Seriously though, it's so true. What else?
She is so kind and so loving.
Oh, you're making me blush.
She's been such a wonderful mother to our daughters. And she's so supportive of me. Yep.
Thanks,
Sums
dear.
it up.
I have the best parents. I do.
It makes us feel good that you feel that.
Yeah. Well, I hope that those nice compliments help you guys feel good too.
Well, they do. Yeah,
Good. What do you think it takes to have a successful marriage?
I'll say it, I think a testimony of the gospel, Jesus Christ, is paramount.
Okay.
I do. If you have that and you adhere to those principles, you can have a successful marriage. I think inquiring well, Dallin Oaks said it in a talk years ago, if you want to marry well, inquire well. So, being careful, checking someone out, making sure you're
spending
good
lots
fit.
of time together,
Yeah.
and knowing them. Yeah.
Do make mistakes. People marry for the wrong reasons, and I think that you gotta really check out the whole package.
Yeah, definitely. What about you, Mom?
But just communication, just being able to talk to each other, express your feelings, talk about important things, just know what's going on with your kids, know what's going on with just communication.
Mm-hmm.
I think is really important.
Yeah.
Being a good team. I think being a good team is really important too. That you support one another, you help each other. You're a team. You're not just out here by yourself. I mean, you have your own things, but when it comes to the really important things, you're a team. You work together on things.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are some things that you guys have done to keep your marriage successful?
Communicate.
Yeah. Okay.
I've always talked well.
Good.
Yeah.
Great therapist. Me wound up about stuff, and she can talk me off the edge every time.
Okay. What else?
Just those things that we thought were important, the gospel,
Yep.
having Christ in the center of our home, just, keeping your testimony, building your testimony, but also keeping it is really important.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, good. If there's one piece of advice you could give to married couples, just in general, doesn't matter if they're newly married or anything, what would it be?
Advice. Just, he's intently looking at me.
I know, like, why are you looking at her?
What do you say? Marriage is a process. I mean, you're in love, you have this idea, oh, it's going to be rosy and happy. And this is kind of what I was telling Sarah. We were just talking about this yesterday. I said, you feel like you should have all the spark and all that everything, but marriage is a process. It doesn't just happen overnight.
Yeah.
And you have to go through good times and bad times, and you work together to get through those things. And I feel like Dad and I have had some doozies.
Yeah.
We've had work-related issues. We've had health issues. We've had neighbor issues. We've had parental issues. We haven't had kid issues.
No.
Not at all.
No.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, but you just kind of, that's where having teamwork, that's where being a team kind of comes in, where you get through things together and you talk to one another about it and you see where each other's at and how you're going to proceed. And that's really important. That's what I would say is it's just, you're seeing through rose-colored glasses, but, it's not always rose-colored glasses.
Yeah.
But I've experienced, that.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, okay, we were supposed to do this, but this didn't work out. And why? And now what? And what do we do?
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You work together to get through those things.
It's true. And it makes marriage better.
Huh?
It makes it better. I mean, when you work together through it makes your marriage stronger.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You don't just expect one of them to take the lead.
No.
Or the other of you to take the lead. You just you both forward. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but sometimes, like when I was really sick, I depended a lot on Dad to get me through because I just didn't have the strength. I didn't have the, I wasn't coherent or, you know what I mean? So, sometimes when that, you kind of pull through, but we know each other well enough that we know what each other would do and how we should go. So, yeah.
Okay. What about you, Dad?
The gospel of Jesus Christ.
I love that is your answer for everything because you know what? It is so true. It is. It really is.
Yep.
Well, it teaches you every principle that you need.
It does.
It encompasses the whole kit and caboodle. It's all,
Everything that my parents didn't teach me, it has taught me. And it's like I said in another interview, it's made me who I am. It's made my marriage a success. It has made it possible for me to be a husband and a father and a family man, a reliable provider, and it is everything. It is the key.
It is. It really is. It is. Okay.
All the things that Mom said
Fall under
because
that.
it's because of the gospel.
Yeah, falls under that.
Definitely. I completely agree with you.
Okay.
What?
I just get a little more specific. I'm a woman.
At least you're emotionally level.
That's right. I'm not a dramatic woman.
Okay, well, I think I got everything, so I'm going to stop the broadcast.
All right.
Okay.